Hey Krista, it's Jackie with Salutio, and I was going to review the staff page. It's Monday now, but I did some edits on Friday and went ahead and got Aaron's article up on the site. So a couple of things. In articles, I guess I have this open multiple times. The first one is the ID number. That just is the newest ID number is assigned. So there's more than 1,700 articles in the site now, even though when we built the staff originally, there was less than 300. So no worries about that. We do need to know the ID number for one of the hyperlink elements, for like that blue box or that read more button. But where it's concerned in here, that doesn't matter. To reorder articles, I'm already filtering for this category of articles, and the default sort is ID descending. We're going to change that to ordering ascending. Clicking the far left column heading will accomplish the same change to where you're sorting by ordering ascending or descending, depending on how many times you click it. That will allow us to, I'll do one more thing. I'm going to increase the view from 30 to 100, and then we should be able to see all of them on the same screen. Then we have the option to click and drag to change the order of the articles, and that will reflect the order that shows up on the page. The next question you had for me was that some of the names seem to be in a different color. So like Mr. Scott Hutchins, like Mr. is black and his name is in a navy blue, and when you hover over the hyperlink, it changes gray. So this is just saying that the Mr. in his name is not hyperlinked to his email address, which you might see as my mouse hovers over the hyperlink. There's a tiny little gray box in the lower left-hand corner showing what that hyperlink is pointing to, and vice versa when I hover over about Mr. Hutchins, which is what it should say there. So right below my mouse is the Providence High About Us faculty staff /22. Okay, so inside of these articles, I'm going to go ahead and make a new one just to show you what could happen. Or you could always choose the option to open an existing article and choose Save as Copy to adopt some of the elements that already exist in that article and then update those. But if I choose to make a new article, there is now in the Insert Template option inside the article editor, there's an option for a faculty article, and this is going to have a lot of default information in it. It's going to put that image coming soon already in there. This is where you can update the name, and the other thing I would do is to update the hyperlink. So I already have the mail to in here, and you would just have to update the email address. Again, this is title, first and last name. If they were a class member, go ahead and update that or take that out. Position, role, etc. Okay, so what I was saying about the ID number earlier is this is where we would need to know what the ID number is. You won't see the ID number until after you've saved at least once. So under publishing, my ID number by default is going to be 0. If I remember right, the other one we were looking at would have been 1497, maybe? No, 1697. So if you don't do it this way, as long as something is hyperlinked, I can, under the formats dropdown, apply a button to it to turn it into a button. And the same steps will reverse that. So just like applying a heading, under the formats dropdown, apply a heading, I apply a button, but again, a button can only be applied to a hyperlink. When you make a new article, this does have to be updated. The number at the end of the hyperlink has to match the article ID number. Like I said before, I think the one that you were working on for Aaron Kelly was 1697. So that's what you would change there, apart from their name. There's a line right here below the dotted line box and above their descriptor, which would be what appears after. That's called the read more. We've set the actual read more button to hide, but then you still see that line in this screen. So think that is answering all of your questions. I'm going to cancel this because we don't want to save this one. But if I go find Mr. Oh, I'm going to press Control F on this screen because that's actually kind of helpful. And do a couple of things to this article. We're going to take Mr. from before the hyperlink and put it inside the hyperlink. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't edit it in the screen. If you put your mouse cursor at the end of the text inside the button, or the box as you called it in your email, it will overflow outside of the button. But if I put my mouse cursor in the middle and then add the text and delete out anything extra, I didn't do that right. There we go. That's how I would go about changing a person's name, respectively. So I hope that makes sense and answers all your questions about the staff articles. I hope you're having a good week or a good Monday so far. Take care. God bless.